important date, but I have a good reason. I'm here. I almost thought, am I too late? We'll see. Oh my hair is not done. Too much going on. Long weekend. Contractors are here. Everybody just I thought they were gonna be here a little late. This was just a mess, okay? So this is the hair for now. I don't know. Tomorrow's the day I'm washing my hair. Tomorrow's hair wash day. But I thought I'd wait, see for some people to get here. Good morning. I'm gonna zoom in because my room, it's a disaster. My dog is in here because the contractors are here, and it's either hear him pant or hear him bark, and then I don't do a live because he's just so loud. All right, so we're gonna do our makeup pretty quick because I got stuff, but I'm here. I'm 30 minutes late, but I'm here. I was very nervous. Who has gotten this stuff? Upgrade, it's by Beauty Society. I love this stuff. Love the applicator. It's probably my favorite part of my getting ready part because it just feels really nice. It's cold. It's not, I don't even keep it in a fridge, and this little foot here is nice and cold. But poor Hugo. He's all amped up. We've got 4 different workers here. I'm finally getting my deck fixed up. We had a broken hot tub forever. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Ashley and Lisa. Yay! But we finally ripped the hot tub out. It's been broken for, I don't know, a decade. And I was like, you know what? It's time. We're getting our deck stained, so let's just fix this little corner. So today the contractors are finally here. And I'm getting that part of the deck fixed up because 4th of July is coming and I want a barbecue and I want to have places for everybody to sit. Oh, I love this stuff. Oh, so nice. Anyways, so we're going to do the hybrid today. I did this live in my Facebook group yesterday, and I'm pretty much going to do, I kind of want to do an eyeshadow look, but with my hair like this, I always feel weird. I've been going eyeshadow free lately and just really loving it. I'm bringing this all the way up to my lashes. I love this part. It's supposed to, what is that, where it takes the puffiness away? And then you're supposed to use your ring finger because it's your wimpiest finger. Hello, Ronaldo. Hello. Oh, I love eye cream. Okay, I'm going to do a hybrid with Beauty Society's Perfect 10. This month, they do a product of the month, which Saint is the makeup that I'm using. Hold on just a second. We're going to pull some weeds here for a minute. That's what I've decided to call the trolls. They're weeds. So we just pull some weeds out. Anyways, I'm using Saint primarily. I think Saint pairs well with traditional makeup because of its pigmentation and the way the products are, the way they feel. The contours are dense. The blushes are creamy, and it checks a lot of boxes for people. The price point is $16. That's really affordable, but not everybody feels the creams on their face. Everybody likes their makeup different. I don't know what that is, so we're just, okay. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use Perfect 10. I like this liquid foundation out of all the ones I've been trying, and at the last live, which was 2 weeks ago, because I took Memorial off, somebody had asked about drugstore makeup. I'm kind of deep diving and investigating, and waterproof foundation, no. Waterproof foundation, that's a tricky one for me. But I am deep diving into some drugstore makeup to find good drugstore makeup because that was asked. I do think if you're gonna go drugstore, stick with creams. Don't do liquids because it's just going to, if you're mature, if you have mature skin, I don't talk about skin in their 20s because I don't have skin in my 20s. And so using waterproof makeup, I used to use waterproof makeup, especially when I was going on vacation. I would get waterproof. I think I might even still have it. I just got to find my old bag because I think I still have it. My room is a mess. I'm getting ready for 4th of July. Good morning, Shelly. But I did used to use one that was waterproof because I thought it would be great for swimming in the ocean, being in the pool. And I learned that that it really wasn't doing me any favors using waterproof makeup because it was making my skin look older, very flat and drying. And the drying made it look more mature also. And it was not helpful with my cystic acne. Okay, so what did I believe that this was it. It was by, I don't even know. I can't remember. I can't even remember if I still have it in this bag, but I want to say it was this guy right here. It was what are those water dancers? You know the people that dance in the water? What are they called? Water dancers. And God, what are they called? Now it's gonna drive me crazy, but they would use it. I went to Sephora and yeah, so that was what was recommended and I used it. Here's the thing that I prefer over waterproof makeup. If you are going to be in the water, hello Pam. If you're gonna be in the water, synchronized swimmers, thank you, yes. If you're a synchronized swimmer, invest in the waterproof makeup. If you are a vacationer, are you really looking for waterproof or are you looking for something that's gonna work well while you're in the hot sun? And so I prefer something that's gonna work with the sun more than the water because I know how I am and I really just would rather have either eyelashes glued on, but that's the extent of it because when you get into the water, you're gonna rub your eyes when you come out of the water. And so the mascara to me was the big one. And I prefer something that works with SPF more. If you are maturing, if you are in your, I would say mid 30s and older, you really want something that works with that. So what you need to get is a good SPF that works well with makeup. And I like Supergoop. I heard Kapari is a really good one. I just haven't used it. But I use this one. It is the watery lotion. It is not watery. It is like a lotion. Watery, I was a little nervous too because it said watery, but this is the one I use, not watery. It's like a regular lotion, but also just don't forget to put it on your hands. But for me, anytime you're using an SPF with your makeup, you have to reapply every 2 hours. And so if you're using something and you're using it with makeup, you're not going to be reapplying a lotion in 2 hours once you've done your makeup. So what you need to get is a resetting. So I use the powder because I'm oily. If you are dry, you would use a resetting spray, and Supergoop has all of it. You also want a balm that has SPF in it as well. And I recommend Supergoop because it's kind of a one-stop shop for all the SPF stuff. However, with Saint, so I like Saint makeup, it's all in one place, and it has titanium dioxide in it. And that means if you're a mom and you're anything like me, you will be wearing minimal makeup by the pool. However, you will not be reapplying anything in 2 hours because you're too busy with your kids. Every mom, not every mom, most moms do forget to reapply, and it's maybe in 6 hours, maybe it's in 5. So when you reapply it, I would recommend doing the resetting spray or the resetting powder. Because the titanium dioxide, you get the SPF first, which works really well with your skin. It's good for your skin. But then putting a makeup on that has titanium dioxide in it, and I know Saint does, you're not going to get burned. It's going to give you a sunblock, but it's not going to give you the benefits of the SPF, if that makes sense. That's the extent of my knowledge. And so get the resetting powder or the resetting spray and do your makeup with something with titanium dioxide. Then your skin isn't burning and you don't get that leather red face, okay? All right, I am going to skip eyeshadow today because I have contractors here. And if anybody knows anything about contractors, they're probably gonna knock on my door. And my house is the money pit. And the last time they came here and did a big job, we had a gas leak. Somebody got electrocuted. It just was no fun. So I'm waiting for someone to nail their foot at this point. So we're gonna skip eyeshadow. And next week when I come back, I am going to do eyeshadow and I'm gonna be using the new collection. You get this little palette too with it. I can't even remember what it's called, but it comes with these 3 colors and then there's a cleaning tile that'll go right here. Such a good tile. You can't have too little of those little mini tiles. Great for demi if you're needing to clean a brush for demi or between shadows and you just want a couple because of different colors. It's really great, but these colors are scary but great. So this one right here this one I feel like always ends up looking more pink, but these colors, I'm gonna use them next week. But this color right here is a great illuminator. It's so pretty. And it looks blue and silver, goes on purple. It looks like a little periwinkle color, really pretty. This one right here is great for those girls who love warm colors, but it does have some reflection of purple to it. Do you see that? It's like a gold and a purple. So nice. And then this one is, this is the great one. This one's a blue and a purple. Also equally really good, but they're sheer. This is like a pinky purple. It's like a fairy color. Your kids will love it. These are great. I mean, you're gonna get into Halloween before you know it, and these are good colors to have for Halloween, especially if you do little kids makeup, but these are the colors, and I'm gonna do a look next week with them because I won't have contractors here that I know of. I still gotta get my deck stained, so they could be here, who knows. All right, so I'm just gonna do eyeliner. I use Babe Lash Lash Serum. It's so good if you need length on your lashes, if you're just getting off of having glue on lashes, lash extensions. You know, if you're older, your lashes get a little more fine. Mine are. And so I use Babe Lash morning and night. So good. But I like volume. And so one of the ways I use eyeliner to give my eye lift, I think my eyes make me look my age. I'm 44 years old, and I use my makeup to give me a more youthful look, to make me feel my most confident, and keep that in mind. I never said I was ugly without makeup. I'm fine with how I look without makeup. And my eyebrows are small and thin. I am 44, which means I overplucked them in the 90s. We're gonna be filling those in, but for me, my eyes, I want them to look a little more lifted, a little bit wider, and the way I do that is with my liner and my brows. And I'm gonna do that without adding any eyeshadow, and I don't necessarily have hooded eyes, but from this side, you can see I have a full heavy droop. So we're gonna use just eyeliner, mascara, and my brows to change the shape of my eyes. And I'm trying to think, I think I kinda wanna do one eye and then get my makeup on just to show the difference. It's awesome. I'll do one eye, and then, because I don't like to do my eyes after my makeup because it just makes my under eyes look darker and more mature. So let's just do eyes and brows real quick, and then we'll do that. So I'm gonna use Saint's Endpoint brush. It's the perfect round brush, great for liner. And I'm gonna waterline my eyes. If you have fine lashes, waterlining can really help with making them look a little bit fuller. And I don't necessarily think my brows are really super thin, just the tails are a bit short. It is what it is. Life happens. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna take this. I'm using Maybelline Tattoo Studio. I don't use anything fancy, and I'm gonna waterline just where my lashes grow. And so we're just gonna press this up, we're gonna press this over, and we're gonna listen to my dog in the background because he cannot hang with these contractors. Okay, so we're just waterlining this, and I like having a mirror holding it down. Keeps your eyeballs away from the pencil so you're not feeling like you're gonna hurt yourself. And then right where my lashes stop, I start flicking upward, and on this outer quarter, I push into my lashes, okay? And this, we're gonna move on to a brush called an Etch Brush by Saint. You can find a shape like this anywhere. So you're gonna take this, and you're gonna smudge right here on this outer part of your upper lashes where you pulled that eyeliner through your lashes. And this is just gonna give the illusion of thicker lashes, but adding that depth on top of the lash line. You thought you might be a little crazy. No, it's poor Hugo. Poor Hugo. He just really can't hang with So we are going to be, again, lash serums can discolor your eyes, and I'm using it to my benefit. It's gonna give my eye a little bit of a smoky look, and I do look like I have eyeshadow on, and by the time this is all done, it looks like eyeshadow, and I kind of love it. And so, but to give my eye that lift, we're just gonna buff that liner. And do you see how it adds just a little bit? I kind of want to turn my chicken butt light on just to see if that helps. Let's find the chicken, there it is. I'm gonna see if that helps a little bit with lighting. I need to get some new ring lights. It is time for an update in here. But you can see that it adds just a little bit of lift to the eye. And then I'm gonna go into this endpoint brush. Do we need to say hi to Hugo? Hugo, come here. My room is a disaster. This is Hugo the Hugo, and he is a big old long-haired German Shepherd. And he's so sweet. Aren't you so sweet? And he's so scary. And he's scaring the contractors so bad. Okay, go lay down. That's Hugo. That's Hugo, my guard dog. One day he'll prove himself. So far, no. Okay, so we're gonna take the endpoint brush. I love these brushes. There's a small end, I use this for my lips, and then this end right here is for my eyes. And I'm gonna spray it with blue marble. I get this off of Amazon, and it has a blue marble in it, and just shake it up. It's a film forming spray. It works so good for eyeliner because it's not gonna smudge, it's not gonna transfer. Your guard dog is 8 pounds. My guard dog is about 80 pounds. Poor puppy, he's just never gonna stop panting. Okay, I'm gonna take the film forming spray, which is very hard to say, and we're gonna spray it. I like this spray better than the Plush and Prep because 1, the film forming. 2, it's more of a fine mist and it doesn't get it too wet. If you have too much setting spray on the brush, it turns it more into a watercolor. And we want it to be punchy. Okay, I'm gonna take Salem, which is a black eyeshadow, this guy right here, and we're just going to press that onto the brush. And then because of the shape of this brush, it just makes the perfect little detail. And we're just gonna give that eye a tiny but mighty wing. And you just add what you need to the brush, but always do this before your actual makeup. It takes 21 days to make a habit. So if you're not in this habit, get in this habit, because the fallout is going to darken your trough here, and it can make your eyes look darker than they are and more sunken in and more mature. Okay, so doing your eyeshadow first is a really good habit, but you want to add a little kick to your step. I prefer using an eyeshadow over a pen because it's softer and it's less harsh. And so I'm just grabbing this, and then I'm gonna use my fingernail to grab and pull it to a point. Just like that. And it just cleans it up. And then also, if you biff it up at all, you can certainly use your makeup to clean things up. But I try to keep mine within the fold. That way, when it goes down, it doesn't push it down. Okay. That's it for the liner. I'm not going to add anything else, but you see how it's added a little bit of length and width to the eye with a little bit of lift. That's what I like. I'm going to use a Benefit Mascara FanFest. If you are looking to find a mascara you like, go to Ulta, go to Sephora, and get Benefit's little 4-pack, and you can try different ones for about the price of one. It's about $45. You get 4 samples and they last a long time, especially if you're doing it correctly. Okay, we're gonna swirl this and pack it on. I like the bristles on this. This goes on like a waterproof, even though it's not. So it goes on really thick. It does take some work to get it off, and you kind of want that. And I notice there's no fallout. So we're gonna keep it rounded downward like this, and we're gonna wedge this into the base of our lashes, and this is gonna help us look fuller. And it's going to give the illusion with the waterline and this wing right out here. It's gonna look like your liner's going all the way across, and it's gonna look like your mascara is full. And it's gonna make your lashes look full, and we're gonna get some length. I have really short, fine lashes because I'm 44. I did lash extensions, and then I did glue-ons for a long time, and I still do when I feel like I need to. Anyways. We're just gonna wiggle this into the base and get those lashes into the bristles and then lift. And then where they bend, it'll come off. But if you just wiggle and release, it's gonna clump up and it's gonna look like tarantula legs. And we don't want that. I remember a long time ago, I saw a lady with those clunky, it was very popular in the 80s, and usually it was blue mascara for some reason. But I do recall that, but I don't like the look of the chunky, clunky. But do you see how full that already looks? And that's just working on the base. I haven't even gone to my length. We're gonna let that tack up a bit, and we're just gonna reload. And then we're gonna work on adding length, which is just hitting the tips here. And we're gonna just pull back to work with the curl. And then you can also go down on the tops. Don't turn it. You don't wanna get the lashes into the wand when you've tacked up. It's going to thicken them too much and make things look clumpy. And so you're kind of working in your lashes in 2 parts, but do you see how it has that winged look? Because I worked on building up that base. I focused a little on the outside, and now I'm just building onto the tips. I don't have glue on, but do you see how that has just added width and lift to my eyes? That's the difference, okay? That's what I really like to hone in on. There's little things that you think don't make a difference that make a difference, and that can be your mascara. Mascara is such an amazing tool. If somebody took me to a desert island, mascara all the way. Mascara all the way. So let's add some brow, and that's gonna also give me some width and lift to my eye, and I'm not using any eyeshadow to hide my hood. But adding that wing, it is what it is. Okay, let's see, hold on just a second here. Cover different zones. I do actually, yeah, I have 700 videos. There's a lot of things out there. So I do have one where I do fuller lips. We're gonna go over that in this. Mondays are always my longest lives, and I try to cover all the different things, and then I hit and slip them. I have recently done fuller. I did a lip flip a month and a half ago. That doesn't give you fuller lips. I think that's a really common misconception that even I had. I thought it would flip my lip and make it look a little fuller. All it does is it paralyzes your lip muscle so that when you smile, it looks fuller. It lasted me 4 weeks, and that was it. So I do like to just say I did it. It didn't change the shape of my lips. I have not done filler. I want to. I'm not gonna lie. I want to fill in my straw lines, but I do this, and I like talking about natural lips. So if I do it, it'll be when I'm not doing this anymore because it just trips my trigger when I watch people talk about how to get fuller lips who fill their lips. I have my dad's lips. And as I get older, they're going to get thinner. And so I did just do a fuller lips with shadowing tutorial. So there is that. Eyes, I talk about, I do eyeshadow for hooded eyes because I don't think I'm hooded here, but I am definitely, I mean, look at that. That's a stinking hood, okay? But anyways, I have a ton of videos. So yes, go take a gander at them, and then I'll try to break these up. I don't think I'm due for a lip video, and I do a brow video too. So I do break it up. Okay. The tubing mascara is not for me because I like volume, and I couldn't get volume with it. Let's see. Just need to pull a weed here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do my brows. I keep my brows, I use eyeshadow. I like eyeshadow, I like the softness of it. It's less harsh, it's easy to work with, it's easy to fix. I like using my eyeshadow. So I use 2 colors, and for today, I'm gonna use this lighter color Oak. You can get your brush wet and it can darken anything, okay? You're not getting, see, I know there's some people that use the tubing and then they also use, which one is this? The Lash Velvet. I have them. I'm not a fan of saying, I think it was just a little bit of the cart before the horse on the mascara. I think they needed some more work. I think their tubes are beautiful. I don't think their product was quite there yet. I noticed a lot of fallout. It made my under eyes look darker and more sunken, and it drove me batty. And so I also don't like the price point to volume. I love Saint, but it's not something that I promote because I just don't think they're there yet. Okay. We're going to take a line brush. It's kind of like the gold brushes. I don't recommend the gold brushes unless it's the only thing available because it flakes off and comes off. Let me see which brush. Here we go. This is what it does. Do you see that? You see how there's gold and silver? It's supposed to just be gold. But the etch brush and the endpoint brush are the only ones that come in gold. And I'm trying to see if I'm starting to get flake off. I haven't on the endpoint brush. It's still all gold. So there's that. Okay. Good morning, Karen. Okay, we are gonna take a line brush and we're gonna get this brow on. Oh, Hugo. If you're new and you're just getting here, the sound is my dog. I have contractors here and I'd rather hear this than barking because it always makes me jump. Okay, you've tried a lot of mascaras and you always end up going back to CoverGirl. Is that the green and pink one? They're a really good one, but I totally recommend trying getting one of these. This is fun. This would be a great gift for somebody if you have a teen that's wanting to look at mascara and you want to give them a goal to babysit for. So we're going to go into Oak, and it's got a little angle brush here. Tap off excess, and I'm going to go to this front corner. I'm going to zoom in So you can really see my placement. So I like my brow to be a bit structured, and I want to bring it inward and downward. I want to shape my eye with my brow. So I'm going to come to this front corner here, and we're just going to add a line. You can see when you have your mirror where your lashes grow down to, and instead of plucking them, one hair can make a difference. I'm going to fill in right here. Grabbing that, oh, this is why I like having it in my, it's nice to have a mirror that also holds your brows, so then you could just stay right here. And I'm just gonna draw this nice little line that follows the natural shape of my arch here, just like that. We're gonna grab a little bit more oak, and then I'm gonna go in, right here is where my brows stop. I'm gonna come in here. I wanna add length to my eye, so I come in about 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters make a difference with your brows, okay? And so we're gonna keep that there. We're gonna follow this natural arch, and my brows, they stop right here. But I wanna add length to my eye and my brow, so I'm gonna bring that pretty far out. I'm adding a lot of length. So my brow stopped here, I added all this. And I'm gonna come about 1/4 of the way, and I'm gonna start filling in the bald spots with oak, and I'm building it up, and I'm building on top of that hard extra tail. I'm gonna start about 1/4 of the way, and I'm gonna leave this alone, and we're just gonna follow and build in and fill in those hairs. And this is gonna help give our eye some lift, and it's gonna give length to our eye. And then we're gonna come here, and we're just gonna start flicking and building, blending that bottom line upward and giving little hair strokes. If you want really defined hair strokes, you can get your angle brush wet, and that will work too. I just like mine like this. And then we're gonna take our little thingamabobber spoolie, and we're gonna comb it up and over. If you have really long brow hairs, get yourself I use CoverGirl's clear mascara, if that's what you want to use. You can also use a brow wax, which Saint does have. It just gets so gunky, but you can use a brow wax. I think that the clear mascara is good, but it can sometimes take your eyeshadow off, so I do like to use a brow wax. You can also use a film forming spray if you want. I don't have really long hairs, and so I'm just kind of combing and blending, and I have added a different shape to my eye. So here's where I started. These are my old lady eyes, where I have that heavy droop that pulls way, way, way down. I've got discoloration, and my eyebrows are over plucked, don't grow back. Ooh, Lash Princess by Essence. I have heard about Essence and haven't tried it. So here's where I start. These are my eyes, and I, again, did not add any eyeshadow, okay? Okay, where's the 4 lips tutorial? You're gonna have to scroll. I can't link it right now, but it is on there. I can, after my live, you're gonna have to, after the live is over, just comment lips, and I will add the link to you. All right, but here's the start, and here's the finish. I kind of want to put all my makeup on. I'm gonna do half my face and have that be the live, and leave this blank, and I'll do it after the live. Keep it short because I got contractors here. Okay, let's add some makeup. I'm gonna kind of, I don't think I need to be this zoomed in, but let's say moderately zoomed in. So I'm gonna go in with my makeup. I'm gonna use a little fluffy brush just to clean off any fallout from my liner. But you see how nice and structured, put together just an eye looks? I'm telling you, let me get my face on just this side, and we'll see how we go from there. But I have old acne, I have healers, I have hyperpigmentation growing up my face like ivy. We are gonna clear it out, and here's the difference between using a cream like Saint. It does lift the entire face. It is really nice. It takes a couple years off. All right, cream by Saint is 80% pigmentation. These colors are roughly $16-ish a color, okay? Great pigmentation, great coverage. There is makeup transfer. It's makeup, not magic. Keep that in mind. I'm going to use Perfect 10 by Beauty Society. This is skincare infused, so it helps with the skincare you're using. Never just put all your money in a skincare infused makeup. Have good skincare. I use Beauty Society. There's a quiz. You can take it and find your regimen Starter 20 gets you a discount. Okay, I am using the color Fabulous, and we are going to use a powder brush because I like the shape of this little guy. I'm gonna add a half a pump because I'm only doing half a face. And I'm just gonna put this on this lower part. When you're playing with liquid foundation, we're used to turning our face one color, but if you look at my face, there's no makeup and I'm a different color. I'm a different color. We're different shadows, colors, everything is a different color. So turning your face one color just doesn't make sense. And it puts too much makeup on your face and that creates texture. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna spread it around. I try to not directly apply any makeup directly to my larger pores right here, but I'm gonna blend this down, go down your neck, or your neck will be a different color than your face. I forget to do that all the time. And then we're gonna bring this in. Okay, Amanda, where's the lip tutorial? Okay, I hear you. But this comment will disappear after my live is gone. And so it does get kind of hard. But I'm gonna I bring this here and then I'm gonna stipple this up. I wish I had, I wonder if this is on. Let me see if I can try something here. I have my laptop and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. All right, so I'm gonna bring that up. Do you see how well that covered my stuff? Here's why I like to hybrid it with Saint. Saint is 80% pigmentation with their blush, with their contours. And so you're getting foundational coverage with it. I can color match you for Beauty Society. I can color match you with Saint. I can't color match you with anything else. Okay, that's all I need was a half a pump of this. This will last you, and it's oil free and it has age reversing stuff in it. And that's as good as I'm gonna get. Okay, Incognito is also by Beauty Society. I'm using shade 2. I use shade 2 all year. And this I'm gonna use as a foundation, but I'm also going to be using it as a corrector and brightening. Okay. We're gonna go right here, we're gonna go right here. I'm gonna go around my trough and up my eye. This is gonna give me some lift. And then I'm gonna correct right here. I'm trying to get my computer to turn on, but I can never get my stuff together for this. And then I'm gonna go over my scarring right here because I like brightening, and I know, Misfit, I cannot ever remember your first name, but I know you like to bring your brightening really low, and so I'm just gonna place some of this over my scarring and that will get that effect that I know that you like. And then I'm gonna go right here in between my brows and over, and I'm gonna have to be extra careful. Usually I do my brows last because I always biff them up. Okay, I'm gonna do my nose, but I like to do my nose a little bit later. All right, we're gonna take this and we're just gonna blend it out. Here's what I like about Incognito. I've used Tarte. I find that it gets very crepey and it makes my under eyes look very much aged, and it sets. And so when it sets, it's really hard to blend out. So while I talk a lot in my videos, using Tarte is one of those things, like you gotta lay it and blend it, lay it and blend it. This doesn't set the same and it works so well. And all I'm doing here is adding a brightening. Now it makes my lips look all funky, but we're gonna add just a brightening and extra coverage because I am red on my chin. And then I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna tap this upward and over the brows because I do have some discoloration over the top of my brows, yay age. And we're just gonna blend that out. Your face reflects light, your skin is a texture. I have a hard time when I've gotten color matches with filters. I've gotten look at this product with filters. I see influencers using filters. That Laura Geller makeup that keeps popping up on my feed is a powder baked makeup that they say is great for maturing skin, and everybody's got a filter on. They move things in front of their face and you see it pop on and pop off, and it just, I will never show up here with the beauty filter on. It's just, this is makeup. Your skin is a texture, and teaching people that there shouldn't be a texture is maddening. I don't do Botox, I don't do those things. I want you to see that your skin can work with you, but your makeup can work against you. And so finding a makeup that works with your skin is important. All right, so we're gonna go and tap over my discoloration here, giving extra coverage. I'm gonna go upward on my eye. This is gonna help clean up. This is also gonna give some lift to my eye. And we're just gonna go in and I just stipple. I stipple, the bristles get into all the nooks and crannies. Laura Geller is like really pushing her stuff right now, and I just can't. I really try to pay attention to the filter popping off and what the skin actually looks like. And what happens is that your chin and your nose are typically the first places to go, and it looks like chipping paint. And that's what happens with waterproof makeup. That's what happens with stay all day makeup. That's what happens with mattifying makeup, is you get paint chips on your chin and your nose. And so finding something that's hydrating is more important than something that stays all day. I'd rather do maintenance than have to go wash my, you can't add more makeup when your paint's chipping off your nose. It's gonna look funny. All right, so that is incognito. I love this stuff. Everybody has troughs. Everybody has skin texture, but look at the way I have a sheen. That's skin texture. This is what your skin texture should look like. It should look like a glow. All right, I'm gonna go into contour next, and I'm gonna use Saint because it has added coverage. Most contours, I've used the Beauty Society ones, and they're too creamy. So they slip and slide a little too much for me. I want a contour that's gonna stay where I put it, that's not gonna change the consistency of my makeup, which is what powders are gonna do. Powders are also sheer, and they're not gonna give you added coverage. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the same brush. I'm gonna go into Cedar. I'm gonna tap into Cedar. You should always tap into your creams, and I'm gonna go right here. And you don't need one of those dramatic sweeps of smudge, okay? All we're doing is accentuating our shadow, and I'm basing it off of the shadow color that's already there, and the fact that I have hyperpigmentation. So I want something that works with the tone of my shadow, and I want something that works with the tone of my melasma. It's there, it's not going anywhere, so I gotta get used to it. All right, I'm going to use my finger here. I prefer this method with my contour. Saint's contours are dense. Skip your nose pad where your glasses sit and go just below it. And we're gonna just add this to the top side of the nose, and then I tap it upward, okay? And I just blend as I need, but 80% pigmentation, and then blending it upward where that nose pad is, because when you wear sunglasses in the summer, it's gonna smudge it around. And then I can go in and I'm gonna tap it out some more and blend it in right there. You have a natural shadow. It tells you where to go with things. I'm gonna square off the tip because I am who I am. And then I just like to change the shape of my nose. I should just do the whole nose though, because you can't really do half a nose. Oh, I went too high. I went winner on my stuff. Oh, good morning, Brittany. Look who's here, everybody. Oh yeah, you haven't listened to my Marco, shocker. We talk probably every day, and she's now on summer break, so she doesn't respond to me as quickly. All right, I'm gonna take that incognito. Brittany Parker, it's summer, which means you can get back and do something on YouTube. Okay, they miss you. I'm gonna put a dot on my tip, and we're gonna go right here. I know Brittany's not going to. Okay, so maybe we should do a duet where we both do a live together. Who wants to see that? Okay, so I'm gonna sweep this with my finger up and down my nose, and we go up and over. I'm gonna just do the whole nose, but Brittany's actually the one that taught me about doing the half face, but I would do it on 2 platforms, but now today I'm just gonna do a half face. Okay, there's my nose. Looks pretty nice. Okay, going back into Cedar, and again, these are dense. You can tell just by looking at it. I've got my creams, and they're nice and creamy. This is dense. It's so good. I'm gonna tap into it, and I'm gonna go light. We're just adding and accentuating the blush, or not the blush, hello. Okay, we're gonna accentuate the shadow and lift that cheekbone. It shouldn't look like a big dirty mark. Sometimes it can, but you can always blend that down, and you wanna stay outside of the eye. Do you see how the face is looking like there's a filter, but there's not? That's good makeup. Your makeup will always look like makeup. It should look like good makeup. Okay, one of my favorite colors to add for summer is Madrid, because it's the beginning of summer. We're not deep into it. Okay. She is all into fitness. She is. She gets up at 4 a.m. to be fit. It ain't me. Okay, we're gonna go into Madrid. It's this middle color. I clearly like it. And these are 80% pigmentation because these are gonna give you coverage over hyperpigmentation. I'm gonna add a little bit of Daylily, which is this matte. And I'm gonna go right here on my cheek. We're gonna embarrass Brittany now. She's gonna sit there and be like, oh, guys. And now we're gonna go into Madrid, which is more of a deeper peachy pink. And I'm gonna stick up right up here. And I'm gonna put my blush on and I'm gonna blend it into that Daylily. Daylily really just looks like a natural fleshness that gives me coverage over my stuff. My acne scarring that was all like this is now like this. That's pretty nice. And look at the shape of my eye. You know? All right, now I'm gonna go and contour my lip to show how you can make your lips look fuller. I'm gonna go into, where are you? I had it. Okay, endpoint brush. Remember I did my liner with this, and we're gonna go right here. I'm gonna go into Cedar, and I'm gonna go right here, outside. You know how people outer line their lips, and then they look like they might have that clown effect because their lips aren't as big as their lipstick? We're gonna instead shadow that area. Still outer line like this, but then blend it out. Make a shadow. Hold that shadow down. Think of how a shadow fades. And right up here, we're gonna have some happy little mountains. We're gonna Bob Ross our lips here. Pleasant little lips here. And then we're gonna add some delightful brightening. And we're gonna go right here. Okay, this is gonna snatch up the lips. It's gonna give it some structure and it's gonna give some contrast to whatever color you want. It just tidies up the lip. See how messy? You don't want to outer line, especially the bottom lip, because then it makes you look like the sunfish from the aquarium. And I have an aquarium here, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go in with my favorite liner, which is Renaissance. If you had MAC Half Red, it is discontinued because they are shameful. And now you just have to get Renaissance, or you can get Fig. Fig is a semi-gloss, it's really pretty. And you are gonna hug the edge of your lip and you're gonna line it. On the top, line your lip. And then you're gonna look in a mirror and you're gonna find your inner lip line. Everybody has two. You got your line, and then you got this guy right in here, and you're gonna line that inner lip line on the outside and then hit the lip line on the fishy face of your lips. Right there. Lip line here. And then you're gonna bring it up, and that's gonna give you a nice clean look. Just gonna tidy this up and then color it in. Okay? And this is gonna structure your lip. It is so hard to lip line and look in a phone. But you wanna hug the heck out of the edge of your lip. Okay, I'm gonna go into Daylily and I'm gonna fill it in. Now Daylily is a satin finish, so it's matte. And then we're gonna go in with something just to hydrate it. I'm gonna use the Lip Whip. I think it's overpriced. If you're curious about it, get it, okay? If you're curious about it, get it. You'll want it again. I do think you can get quality products from other places, but it's a really nice hydrating, non-thick gloss. If you ever get that gunky lipstick, just buff it out with your finger. Okay, so here's where we started, and I have my droopy eye. What do we want to call this? I mean, I can't call it hooded because people tell me I'm not hooded, and that's because you can see my lid from the front, but from the side, I mean, I'm not changing the shape of my face, okay? My favorite, which is your favorite lipstick? Well, I do like Saint's colors. I like having something dense under them, but I will say my ride or die favorite lipstick is by Beauty Counter, and it's called Petal. This is probably, I've had 3 tubes of this. This is probably my all-time favorite lipstick. That's my favorite lipstick. But lately, because everything goes through fads, I like Diamonds Are Forever too. But This is the lip trick. Here's where we started. I'm a 44-year-old woman. I could be a grandma. I don't know. I thank my son every year that I don't have a grandkid because he is not ready. But we've got this here. And then we went to this. No filters. This is my face. I still haven't set it with any powder. Your skin is a texture, and you should be able to enhance that natural texture, but your lips should have structure. They can look full without being outer lined. Okay, the Diamonds Are Forever is so good. I have multiples everywhere. I like having them everywhere. It is my go-to. But for reapplying, I keep Beauty Counter here for doing my makeup, but I take Diamonds Are Forever with me because it's pretty on its own. Anyways, where we started, I mean, come on. Come on. Like, where we started. I do not have a Dior. There's a YSL one that looks really pretty. I just don't want to spend that kind of money on. I have so many lips. I mean, does this help? This is the hybrid, but your skin texture is already beautiful. Enhance it. Stop trying to hide your texture. Your texture of your skin. I didn't use an illuminator. I'm not using shimmers to add sparkle to my skin. My skin is my texture. And using a makeup that enhances that is so nice. It started like this. And using the right makeup for your skin brings the youth you thought was gone back. Okay? I mean, that's it. I don't feel like I need to stay here and do the other side of the face. I think I'm going to keep it short and sweet this Monday. Short and sweet is 45 minutes. Beauty Society is going to stay well. It's going to hold your stuff on, but using a contour, this is key. Using a contour that's dense is going to keep your makeup on more than what you laid it on top of. It's the density of the contour that helps. And so if you really struggle with if you're on your phone, you better be film forming, you better be setting where your phone hits or it's gonna lift. It's makeup, not magic. But using a contour that's dense and finding one that has a little bit, there's some, I think Cedar is a really good one. If you use suede lip liner, that's a really good one. Stone is another really great option, but using colors that are more dense as a bronzer is going to give you a more stay. It's really not always about what you laid first. It's about what you are using to get it to stay. And so using something like Blue Marble, you know, Perfect 10, I'm going to say is second favorite to Saint. I feel like they have extremely similar finishes. I don't think, I never miss Saint when I'm using the Beauty Society Perfect 10. I have missed Saint when I used their, I'm trying to think. I gave away my Merit because it didn't work for me. It was too greasy. But I used the Beauty Society stick. I gave it to my daughter. She is 10. She gets eczema and it leaves some scarring behind after it heals. So I let her use a very sheer Beauty Society cream on it for school because it makes her feel better. She had a big red mark on her face and it's hydrating and it felt really good. And so yeah, I let my 10-year-old put a little on. It's spot treats. It's good. Anyway, I want something full coverage, but I want it to feel hydrating. I want it to look hydrating. I feel like Perfect 10 is comparable to Saint. It's less pigmentation, but when you use Saint with it, I cannot recommend a blush by Beauty Society. I will not recommend a blush. If anybody says, is there a Beauty Society blush? I'll say, don't do it. It's too expensive. I will not spend over $40 for a blush. I won't. I won't. All right. Saint's customer service on their return policy has improved. There was a stint where it was just real bad and it was really like, I get that they changed over to the affiliate program, but customer service shouldn't have been one of the things that changed, and it did for a while. Now they're getting back to it. Okay. Let's see. You reshaped it yourself. That's good. Okay, I'm going to take Blue Marble. I'm going to spray it. And I'm going to use Super Goop because I know I'm going to be outside a lot today, and it is going to be super warm here today. It's going to be 68 degrees. That's hot for me. 72 is probably my favorite. So I'm going to shake down this setting spray or powder, and I'm going to set. I start where I have the least texture first, and then on the sides where you see that powder, I will bring that upward a bit, but I'll use my finger to bring it up. But I always set where my phone hits, and then right here I'll set, and right here. And this gives me a nice, easy set, and in 2 hours I can use that again. I'm going to use the Shape Brush by Saint, and I'm just going to tap this in. And if you feel like your powder added texture, take your setting spray, because it's moisture, and respray and repress in, and it will film the setting powder, but it will give you that hydrating look and help reduce the texture. Powder will always change the consistency of your makeup, but using a setting spray over top of it will help reduce the look of that texture. So while my hair is a mess, my face, half of my face isn't. I have walked out with my contractor seeing my face all marked up, so I don't mind if they see me like this, but no eyeshadow. And the coloring of my lid looks like an eyeshadow, so it's not gonna crease, but just adding that depth, the mascara method, I'm telling you, I need to do a mascara one. I feel like I didn't do it right before, but let your skin be your illuminator by using a product that enhances your skin. It takes what you think is mature and dull, which is what I feel like when I'm not wearing makeup, and it enhances. I'm still me, and I never said I was ugly here, but I certainly feel a lot more confident here. Okay? They do work beautifully together, and if you're using Dana the skincare tube before, the longevity of your makeup improves, and that was something I noticed. All right. That's my makeup for today. 51 minutes of a lot of chatter. Okay. Oh, a retired teacher. You know, Brittany's a teacher, and I don't know how y'all can control kids. I can't. I'm a coach, and I use that loosely. Like, I don't coach. I do 2 days a week. I coach a little bit. Tinted serum. Saw it as a special this month. So Beauty Society does a special every month and they discount it. Saint does a special every month and they don't do diddly with it, just talk about it a lot. And it'd be nice if they discounted it. And trust me, I've voiced that. But I don't use tinted moisturizer because I hate my stuff. Tinted moisturizer is a waste for me. I'd rather spend the money on products that work, but my tinted moisturizer doesn't cover things, and I'm a full coverage girl. This is me. This is not. And so if you are a tinted moisturizer girl, if you have a really nice even skin tone, I think it's an amazing product. That is just not me. I think if I put it on, people would probably not buy it because I got stuff. But if I put my makeup on and it looks like this, people are gonna want it because it's good. It looks good. It feels good. It stays good. It's good. Yes. All right. That's my Monday Live. That's my Monday Live. And I will be back next week, and I will be doing eyeshadow, and I will be using one or all of these colors. They go well together. They are scary, but they are so pretty. And you get a little palette too, which is great as a brow palette if you need a brow palette, which again was what I used when I did my brows. And I don't know how teachers can control kids. Like, how do you get them? How do you get that happy medium of they love you, but they respect you and they listen to you when you tell them to stop? Like, how do you do that? That's an art form, and I don't have it. I don't have it. Like, I am the snack mom though. Like, the kids that are supposed to be with me for coaching are actually on the other side because I coach at our swim team. They're on the other side of the pool from me, digging into my snack bag. But that's it. So next week we're going to be playing with these. I'm going to do hybrid again because it's so good. And I will be getting some tutorials out this week. I'd love some ideas, but comment lips and I will link, after this is done, comment lips and I will link the lip tutorial. It's a good one. It's a good one. I mean, my lips look good. I look like I got punched in the mouth over here, right? So it's good. Okay, that's it. That's me and my chicken butt light. I have my chicken butt light today. It's actually a chicken butt light. I've lost some chickens, guys. We lost 2 chickens in a week. One went to sleep and didn't wake up, and another one got hit by a predator. We're thinking it's a fox. We're not sure. Okay. All right. You teach pre-K. No. I'm not a kids person, though. I'm a teenagers person, not a kids person. Maybe a teenagers person. They can be tricky. Anyways, that's it. I will be back next Monday. We'll be doing a full face, not a half face. Have a great day.